What are some cooking hacks you swear by? Story 1. If your food is bland even though you've added salt, then it's missing acidity. Lemon juice, lime juice, or vinegar are easy additions. Reply. If you want to splurge, champagne vinegar or Prosecco vinegar is effing delicious in just about anything as a finishing acid. Reply 2. Tabasco's 150-year anniversary limited run of their hot sauce, Diamond Reserve, which included sparkling wine vinegar, was unreal how good it was. I have over 50 bottles of hot sauce at any given time in my collection, and it stands alone as one of the best hot sauces I have ever had. Reply 3. So I just tried this with my cereal and it tasted disgusting. Story 2. Easy one, clean while you cook. Reply. Yes. Once I started doing that, I actually enjoyed cooking more. Once I learned to accept that the people dining with me did not want to help after the meal. Not all the time. Sometimes, I started cleaning up as I went. Didn't take any extra time and I enjoyed not having cleanup when I was full. Reply 2. Dude, who are these savages that you're eating with? The golden rule is if you cook, I clean, and vice versa, and it damn well should be respected. Which is why growing up in my family, we always dreaded the night when my dad cooked, as he never cleaned as he went. So after every meal he made, there was always one gigantic disaster area of a kitchen for us to clean, while he went to watch TV. He was also kind of a lousy cook, but that's just between us. Reply 3. My wife and I don't follow I cook, you clean. However, she also cleans the bathrooms and much of the rest of the house. She specifically despises cooking most of the time and dislikes cleaning up after even more, as an exchange. Also, I don't know how else to tell her this, but she loads the dishwasher in a way that absolutely doesn't make sense. Bowls right side up on the top rack. How do you think that jet spraying the underside of the bowl is going to clean it? It's for the best that I just do it. That or she's conditioned me to do it with weaponized incompetence, LMAO. Story 3. If a recipe says to sauté onions and garlic together at the same time, don't. Do the onions first, and then add the garlic when the onions are just about done. Garlic can be over-sautéed and it takes on a bitter flavor. Reply. Garlic can be over-sautéed and it takes on a bitter flavor. Fuck. So that's what went wrong yesterday. Well, TIL, edit. My most liked comment is about how badly I ruined my eggs. Lol. Reply 2. I blame recipes. They almost all say to do this. Basically, once you can smell the garlic after tossing it in, it's done. Reply 3. I blame the internet allowing people who suck at cooking to write blogs. If you don't know any better, it's so freaking easy to end up following a recipe by someone who clearly doesn't know shit about cooking. Story 4. Prep everything first. Have all of your veggies cut and ingredients ready. You will be more relaxed. Clean as you go. Wash your dishes while waiting for your food to finish cooking. Less dishes to deal with at the end of the night. Reply. Mise en place, for the win. Plus, it makes me feel like a pro with his own show with all my little prep bowls full of stuff. Reply 2. Yes. And if you're like me, you talk to yourself as if you're presenting to a show because apparently I never stopped daydreaming as a kid. Reply 3. Prep everything first. Have all of your veggies cut and ingredients ready. You will be more relaxed. If you're married, a good way to split up the work of making dinner is to split prep and cooking. The way the wife and I like to do it is that I do all the prep work. Chop, cut, dice, peel, etc. any veggies or meat that need that. Set out all the ingredients and equipment she is going to need. I'll even pre-measure things for her. Basically like I'm setting up for her to do a TV cooking show. I don't mind doing that stuff, and I'm faster at knife work than she is. I hate cooking though. She loves cooking, but hates all the prep. So it works. I tend to clean while she is cooking too, and typically when dinner is done the only thing left dirty is whatever pots, pans are on the stove. Then she takes care of the dishes from eating in pots. It's a great 50-50 split for us. Reply 4. At my house we have an easy solution. If she cooks, I clean up. If I cook, I made the mess, so I get to clean up. Story 5. Not mine, but my wife browns the butter before she adds it to chocolate chip cookie dough, and they're the best freaking cookies I've ever eaten. Reply. Try letting the finished cookie dough sit covered in the fridge for 3 days before making the cookies. It's even better. We have a batch in there now that we'll pull out on Wednesday. Reply 2. Man, that's a level of patience I don't know if I could handle. Reply 3. Great hack, huge time saver. In 3 days, just take that empty bowl out of the fridge and put it in the sink. Why waste time messing with the oven? Story 6. If your executive function is betraying you and you rely on microwavable or pre-made meals, find something small you can add to make them more substantial and to feel more like a meal. Add chopped broccoli to ramen noodles. Cumin and red pepper flakes are great to toss in, too. Cook minute rice with a chicken bouillon cube and some butter and pretend it's risotto. Personal favorite is to dump a can of corn into a microwave-safe bowl and mix in a bunch of taco seasoning. And if cleanup is a struggle too, use paper plates and bamboo flatware. Disposable chopsticks are super cheap and easy to find online. When you're struggling with depression, fatigue, or anything that makes taking care of yourself harder, taking shortcuts isn't laziness. It's how you survive to make those more daunting tasks a little less scary. Unrelated. If you're making a soup or stir fry with lots of veggies, sauté the veggies a bit before adding other ingredients till the onions are translucent. I'm sure there's some food science reason that this makes soups taste better, but I have no idea what it is. Reply. I love this. Frozen pizza can also be zhuzhed up in many ways, e.g. sprinkle some feta on it after it's cooked. Reply 2. Oh man, cracking an egg in some microwave ramen noodles sells it. I never make them without one now. Also, pop the yolk when microwaving an egg like this. I had a yolk explode once, and while pretty comical, steaming egg on my face did not feel good. Lol. Story 7. I use soy sauce in a lot of stews and soups to help bring out savory flavors. My minestrone, for instance, usually has some soy sauce in it. Reply. Similarly, unsweetened cocoa powder. I add this to stews and chilies and it adds a rich depth of flavor and no one can pick out cocoa. Reply 2. Everybody raves about my pecan pie and always wants me to make them for potlucks or gatherings. It's literally the Karo syrup bottle recipe with a TSP of cinnamon, the tiniest dash of ginger, and 1.5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and it's exactly like you mentioned, a depth of flavor without actually tasting like chocolate. Reply 3. Ha! Now they're going to rave about my pecan pie. Story 8. Revive veggies that have lost their water by cutting their edges and soaking them in cold water. Lettuce, carrots, celery will be crisp again. Reply. Old produce guy here. Lukewarm water is best, then refrigerate. The warm water makes the plant cells open more to absorb more water, while the refrigerator makes them harden to retain water and crisp. Reply 2. Can we pick your brain a bit more? Roughly how long in each step before the veggies are back where you want them? Reply 3. Middle-aged produce guy here, but I'd say something like 10 to 15 minutes in warm, possibly less, and a few hours in the fridge. Depends on if you're trying to revive greens or roots. Edit to say that refrigerated air is extremely dry air and will suck moisture from anything exposed to it. Helps to cover anything not in the crisper with a damp towel if it's going to be exposed to the open air. I even cover in the crisper. Hey! You're awesome. Subscribe. Yo!